How's it going, everybody? It's Charlie and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. I've changed surroundings for this one. I thought I'd do it in the comfort of my living room to give you this match preview ahead of the Tottenham Hotspur game tomorrow afternoon at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So just before we get into it, as always, please smash that like button. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel as well, and share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. So then, Tottenham. Coming at a bit of a weird time, obviously. It's the last game before the World Cup starting next week. I know, bizarre that this is even happening, but it is what it is. It's the world we live in at the minute. And the reason why I say it's interesting timing is obviously because I know Leeds have got, 3 players that will probably be playing tomorrow who are going to the World Cup, in Christensen with Denmark, and then Adams and Aronson with the US of A that England will be coming up against, which will be weird. But obviously, Tottenham have got the England captain, Harry Kane. They've got Eric Dyer. They've got Højbjerg. They've got Richarlison, Kulusevski, etc. They've got a plethora of players who will be going to the World Cup. Will they play like they don't want an injury? Are they going to be a little bit different tomorrow in how they approach the game? Like I said, are they going to approach it in a way that they don't want an injury, they don't want to risk anything ahead of the World Cup? And I think that's a real opportunity for Leeds United to take advantage and really get at this Spurs team. Do I think we're going to win it? I'm not too sure. But I'm going to be brutally honest, just an early brief opinion. I don't see us losing the game either. So I think you kind of know where I'm going with this. But before we get into the score prediction, obviously I'll go into it a little bit. Tottenham have not set the world alight, in my opinion, so far this season. They started off really well. Everyone thought they were going to be pushing for the title. Obviously, they've got Antonio Conte. He's brought in his players. But then it seems like it's gone a bit flat of late. Only just scraped past the Champions League spots, which we're in no position to be mocking them over that. I wish we could just scrape through a Champions League group stage. But in terms of their standards, it was poor. Apparently, I didn't watch it, but apparently the game against Marseille was awful in terms of they just parked the bus against a Marseille team that's pretty much full of Premier League rejects. Obviously, there was the game against Bournemouth when they found themselves 2-0 down. Yes, they ended up coming back and winning like we did against Bournemouth. But it's still not good enough by their own standards. I feel like a lot of Spurs fans, from what I see online, TalkSport, which I know is not the greatest of sources by any means, but they don't seem to be happy with the style of play that Conte is implementing there. Obviously, I think the 3 at the back, the wing backs, obviously it isn't a great system to play. I think you've kind of got to have the right players to do it. Emerson Royal, again, I feel like I don't really think I should be mocking a team that's in the top 4, but Emerson Royal is not a great wing back at all. He doesn't score goals, he doesn't assist. His end product is not great. Again, like I always say, if I say out about a player, could well bite me on the arse tomorrow. I get that. He's naive sometimes as well, like the red card against Arsenal in the North London derby. I did watch that game and Spurs weren't great at all. Obviously, I think that was because Arsenal made them not great, but still they weren't great. Whenever they've come up against a top team in this league this season, they haven't done well. Obviously, they got beat by Man United, got beat by Arsenal, got beat by Liverpool after we beat them. I don't think they've come up against Man City yet. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I don't think they've come up against Man City yet. They've come up against West Ham. They got a point at the London Stadium, so it hasn't really been great when they've come up against teams that are going to test them. They're sort of beating the teams that they should be beating. But I do feel like I said at the beginning, there's a lot of players in there starting 11 that will be going to the World Cup next week, and I do feel like when pressed, when put under pressure, that we could do to them what we've done against Chelsea, what we've done against Liverpool. And I know we didn't win the game, but against Arsenal as well, where we frightened them, we put them under pressure. One thing that I do feel they've got as an obvious outlet is Harry Kane, because Harry Kane, although he's a number 9 and one of the best finishers in the world, he does like to drop deep into that attacking midfield role, and he likes to spray balls out to the wingers. The positive for Leeds United is that Heung-min Son is not playing in this game. He's going to the World Cup, I believe, but he's not going to be playing in this game, so you're probably going to be seeing Harry Kane through the middle, Richarlison on one side and Kulusevski on the other. Richarlison is going to go down like a sack of potatoes every time he's touched. We know this. It'll probably be Rasmus Christensen on him, so hopefully he can do a job. He has improved of late as Rasmus, so I have every confidence that he can easily do a job on Richarlison. Whether that happens or not, I don't know, but I feel he's quite capable of that. Kulusevski, obviously, you'd expect Pascal to have him, so again, a tricky customer to come up against, but Pascal has done amazingly at left back so far this season, so amazingly that he's keeping our only left back at the club out of the starting 11, and rightly so. Like I said, where Leeds United can exploit them is in the press, but is Conte going to be smart enough to just think of an idea to beat that press? Because as we know, if you beat the press against Leeds United, ball over the top, I don't know, as an example, if it's a throw-in, you've got 2 Spurs players out on the other side, throw it back to the centre-back, loof the ball over, and they're in on goal. It's that easy to play against us sometimes. But what I'm hoping is that Conte backs his players and that he believes that they can just play through us, like Liverpool did, like Chelsea did, and we beat them both. I hope he comes in with that game plan, because if he does, I think Leeds United have got an opportunity to not even draw the game, but to win it as well. If, however, Conte is intelligent, which we all know he is, and he figures out a way to bypass that press, I think we could be in a bit of bother, especially with Harry Kane up front. And I'm kind of picturing a scenario where either Robin Koch, who we've found out now is not going to the World Cup, unfortunately for him, Liam Cooper's obviously not going with Scotland. I just don't want a scenario where we foul Harry Kane and he gets injured and everyone hates Leeds even more. Look, do I want us to stop him? Absolutely, but at the same time, I am English and I want England to do well in the World Cup. But obviously I'm not thinking about that in this game. I don't think that is a scenario, but it'd be just the most Leeds United thing ever to ever happen, wouldn't it? Now, Brendan Aronson will be a key in that press. He never stops running. Rodrigo will probably be leading the line as well. Obviously, Marsh said in his press conference today that Leeds United are planning for the January transfer window and that a striker is on the agenda, basically. I'm paraphrasing, but yeah. The planning should have been done in the summer. We should have one now. But at least, hopefully, fingers crossed, they are realising that we need one. Patrick Bamford injured again, made of biscuits, probably never going to get back to that form that we saw in the first Premier League season. It's a shame for him, but we need to face facts now, guys. But as I said, Rodrigo leading from the front, Brendan Aronson, obviously you're probably going to have Somerville and probably Willie Gnonto, as Jesse Marsh said that Jack Harrison is a doubt, as he's got a hamstring or a calf strain. Now, I wouldn't ever wish a Leeds United player to be injured, but I kind of hope Jack Harrison is for this one, because I want to see Gnonto from the start. I want to see how effective he can be from the first minute. I think Gnonto, Somerville, Aronson, Rodrigo can really cause that back 3, back 5 of Spurs a lot of issues. Yes, they've got good players in that midfield, Højbjerg, Bentancur, But still, I do sincerely believe that we can get at this Tottenham team. Does that mean that we're going to win the game? It doesn't. Could I quite easily see a scenario where Spurs easily turn us over? Yeah, I could. But could I also see a scenario where Leeds United get a win in this game or a point? Yes, I can. So I can see it from every sort of side. I could see it being a really good game. I could see it being a bit of a boring game at the same time. It's all these weird kind of feelings that you just don't know what you're going to get with Leeds United at the minute, which is frustrating. I wish I could kind of predict what's going to happen, but you don't. I would have never have thought in a million years that at 3-1 down against Bournemouth, when the crowd are turning on them like it was last week, that we could come back and win the game 4-3. It happened. But look, it's going to be a very tough game. Cooper, Koch, the whole back four really are going to have to be bang on it, because even though they've not got Son, they've still got Richarlison, they've still got Kulusevski, and more importantly, they've still got Harry Kane. Don't allow them too much time on the ball. Press them, but press them smartly. Don't all go towards it, like pressing 2s and 3s, not 5s and 6s. But yeah, look, I'm feeling pleasantly optimistic going into this game. Like I said earlier, I don't think we're going to lose the game. Again, that doesn't mean that's going to happen. So don't at me if we end up getting turned over. I'm just how I'm feeling at the minute. Take the Wolves game in the cup out of it, obviously, because that wasn't really our starting 11, was it really? If you take that out of it, 2 wins out of the last 2, a good win against the Scousers at Anfield, and maybe not a positive win against Bournemouth, but I think the confidence will be there that if we do find ourselves maybe a goal or 2 down in this game, that we can come back. At least the confidence will be there for that sort of scenario, which is good. So yeah, look, I'm trying to get a bit more positive again, but I think whatever happens tomorrow, the last 2 wins have done us the world of good. If we can still find ourselves 14th at the absolute lowest, I think that would be good considering that really bad run of games that we had. But if we can win the game, we'll be in the top half, won't we? Or at least the very top of the bottom half. So we'll find ourselves in an amazing position. It'll be 9 points out of 9. Unbelievable. Even 7 points out of 9, a point will be amazing. So if we can avoid defeat, it'll be brilliant. If we get beat, it is what it is. We've got, how many weeks is it? 5-6 weeks off for the World Cup. Obviously, Leeds have announced today that they'll be doing a friendly at Ellen Road on the 16th of December against Real Sociedad. That, I can only imagine, is just an excuse to get all the players that are not going to the World Cup some match fitness, which is smart. I think they'll probably play a few more, but obviously they've opened that up to the fans at Ellen Road, which is nice. I might go down, we'll see. But yeah, I'm rambling now, guys, so we'll leave it there. Score prediction, I'm going with a score draw. I'm going to go 2-2 in this one. Goals, Somerville to bag again, and Rodrigo, I think. But we'll leave it there, guys. As I said at the beginning, if you've enjoyed this one, please smash that like. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel. I've said it a few times recently, but we're so close to hitting 2K. I know there's a lot of you that are watching and not subscribing. What are you doing? It's free. Hit that subscribe button because it really helps me out. And share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And I'll see you for my match review after the game tomorrow. Cheers.